What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Chart Slayer here, and today I'm going to be going over how to create your own signals and become this signal, as well as creating a signals chat using Telegram so you guys can become the signal and be independent from every other trader. Alright, so number one, what is a signal and when to use it? So a signal is pretty much using a platform where you're able to show your system, showing the trades that you're taking using, by a template. Let's say I use a template by using the direction, the stop loss, and TP. In a generalization, that's what you're doing. You're using your trades and sending it out to a platform so you guys can actually make money in the business. Right now, when to use it? When are you supposed to actually use signals? So in my personal opinion, I feel like signals are only really valid when you're in the beginning stages where you don't really know how to use signals like that, and that's completely fine, right? So if you haven't traded ever in Forex, then signals is for you because you have to get used to clicking the buy and sell button, right? But if you're using it, if you've been in the game for a year and then you're still using signals and you have not taught yourself how to be independent, then I don't think signals are for you at this point. If you're a year or two in and you're still depending on signals and you're not making any money, you need to go ahead and find another profession, a whole new profession, because this isn't for you. Now, if you're 1 or 2 years in and you already stopped using signals and you're trying to build your portfolio and actually build the skill, then you need to stay, because this is a video where you're going to be able to call your own signals. All right, so what you want to do, right, number 2 is you want to create a Telegram chat. Like I said, we're going to be using iPhone for this example, and we're going to create a Telegram chat and actually create a signals chat from scratch. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the top right hand corner and click the pencil. We're going to click new group. Click new channel, right? We're going to create the channel first, and we're going to say test signal chat, right? And so from there, we're going to write down signals to secure the bag, right? And then we're going to click next. From there, you can choose if you want to make this public or private. I'm going to make this public, I'm going to make this private just so you guys can, for just test purposes, right? It automatically gives me a link. If it's public, right, I can put test signal chat, right? I can use that for as a technically a template, right? So I'm just going to use this. I'm going to use public actually for the time being. Please note that if you choose a public link for your channel, anyone will be able to find it, search, and join. Do not create this link if you want your channel to stay private, right? So I'm going to click OK, and from there you're able to view people, and get people to join everything. So this is the template for your signal chat. So what I'm going to put is the template. This is the template that I usually go with. This is a trade that I'm looking to buy, and I'm gonna put or sell just in case. So this is what I'm gonna do. You can put emojis, you can put anything you want to make it look fancier, right? But this is how I'm going to specifically do it. We already created the bio and everything, so that here it is. Boom, this is it. So I'm gonna put buy euro, I'm tripping, euro USD, stop loss, whatever, TP1, TP2, TP3, right? And then I like to put a disclaimer right at the bottom. Disclaimer, because you don't want anybody to blame you when it comes to these trades, right? So I like to put disclaimers. What's the disclaimer now? Results are not guaranteed. These are the trades that I am personally entering. Actually, let's put trade ideas, right? These are the trade ideas that I am personally entering. Let's do that. Let's say results entering. All right, so I kind of revamped everything, sped through it and such. So what I like to do when it comes to my templates is I like to say, looking at this pair for sell, check out, what you think about it, right? So it gives them the opportunity to look at their own trades. This is better than just saying, hey, I'm buying this, buy Euro USD, buy this, buy that. Now I have gold euro, which is just a pair that I don't trade anymore. But I put market execution. You could put, you know, sell limit, buy limit, buy stop, sell stop, whatever, you know, the case that helps you. We also have, you know, stop loss. We have TP, which I like to do on TP1. I like to put scalpers because most of my TPs are like 20 pips in a sense, or in that range. TP2 is more intraday. I'd say between 70 to 80 pips, 50 to 80 pips, somewhere around there. And TP3 is anything further, right? So that's swing traders. That's something people who are interested in actually literally trading for a long period of time, right? And then I like to put the time frame. That's very important to put the time frame because a lot of people, at least in my experience, love to ask what time frame I actually put my trades in, right? So I like to do that. I put the lot size 0.01 per 250. That's only with this pair. So if we were to just put, let's say, Euro USD, and let's disregard these numbers, I usually would put 0.01 per $100, right? So that's all that is to it. So the disclaimer, I like to say, past profits do not guarantee future results. Trading currency can be risky. Use proper risk management and do not risk more than what you are willing to lose. This is to show you what I'm buying and selling. Only risk 1% to 3% of your account. New traders, there will be pullbacks. If you're not mentally prepared, do not trade. Happy trading, right? This is something that I personally like to say because a lot of people like to blame you for trade when you call out signals. And I've actually personally never been blamed for any signals. I actually have a good record when it comes to calling signals. But at the end of the day, when it comes to, you know, calling signals, you do want to protect yourself, right? So I always have this in there. So I'm gonna send this here, right? I'm just gonna put it there. It doesn't really matter if you guys find it or not. It's just a test signal chat. I'm never gonna use it again. But after that, right, after I like to call signals, I like to usually post a screenshot of whatever the, you know, my specific chart markup is. A lot of people don't usually do that, but me personally, I like to go the extra mile and actually show you guys what I'm looking at. It actually teaches you guys how to trade and teaches you what I'm personally looking at as a trader. So that's what I like to do. Other than that, you know, in the beginning, I forgot to mention this. Before I actually send the signals chat, what I like to do is put like a welcome. So I would say, welcome everyone to my signals chat where I will bring you the best signals on the planet, right? Obviously, I'm just throwing something out there, but I like to welcome people to my specific platform, obviously in a better way, not seeming arrogant, but in a sense, I just wanted you guys to get the gist and use this kind of like as a guideline, right? So let's just send that for funs and giggles, right? And from there, now we're gonna talk about how exactly to gain following when it comes to creating signals. Now we're going to talk about the difference between trade ideas versus signals, right? And I feel like it's very, very important that you guys understand the difference between the two, because when you're trading, when you're just sitting trade ideas out, that's when people have their guard up and it's like, okay, I'm just sending a trade idea. This is not something that I personally care if you do or do not take. Right, that's what a trade idea is. It's usually just saying, hey, this is what I think, this is the bias that I believe is going in there. You do not have to take the trade, right? A signal is, I'm buying this, you're buying this, let's trade this together, right? And signals is something that people usually feel like is going to be a get rich quick. Where you know, with trade ideas, people understand that this is something that's kind of different than somebody who's taking a signal. That's why signals are so attractive, because they're thinking they're going to get rich quick, which I'm not saying you can't, but I've never seen a millionaire signal taker, right? Ever. I've never seen a millionaire signal taker. I've never even seen a millionaire person who sends trade ideas, right? The only time you're going to see a millionaire in general is a person who actually trades for real. So And in a gist, you want to make sure that you kind of know the difference between a trade idea and a signal, so you guys can kind of get the gist of what's going on. Now, let's talk about how to grow a signals chat. And I feel like this is something where, you know, you really have to talk about in a way where it makes sense. So I'm only going to talk to you guys about how I did my own signals. So what I did is I was in a group. I added whoever to the group. It was probably like 25 people. But I made sure when it came to growing that I was consistent. And it's very important that you're consistent. And I was consistent for a year or two where I was able to grow my chat that you guys have now. Quick ad. Go ahead and click the link below for all the descriptions, TradingView, get your free stock, get into my free chat, get into, if you want to get that mentorship, go ahead and click the link below, because I definitely want to make sure that I get you guys in the right game. All right, so back to it. When it comes to growing your actual, you know, growing your platform as a person who's trying to start a signal, is you have to understand that when you're consistent, all I did was bring those people to my chat and keep swarming them with signals. Now, you do have to be right with these signals. The only way you'll grow is if your signals are actually hitting, right? So luckily at that time, my win ratio was 90%. Now my win ratio is around 50%, but I'm gonna explain that in a second. Then my win rate was around 90%, but I wasn't taking any of those trades myself. I was just hitting 90% just from calling the signals. But I was calling every single signal that was out on any pair that I saw. I was calling it. It didn't matter what it was, but I wasn't taking all of the signals. But the thing is, when it came to my trading back then, my TP1 would hit my TP1 would hit 90% of the time, which is why I say mine was 90%. My win rate right now is 50%, not from TP1, but I take more quality trades, but I win more trades. Right then, even though I was calling signals, I wasn't really winning. Right, and I'm being transparent with you guys, I wasn't really winning like that. But at the end of the day, now that I'm calling, now I can call signals and call thousands of pips in a week. It's easy because of the fact of I'm able to take money from the market at will, because I know what I'm doing. Right, so you guys have to keep that mentality when it comes to calling signals. When you're just calling signals, don't just call signals to call signals like I did. Call signals with intention, right? The thing is, how I grew after a while, instead of just flooding them, yes, that gained me awareness, but when it came to growth and actually hitting 500, 1,000, and I'm now growing to 2,000, it's all about just being intentional with your signals. And not just making it seem like, okay, I'm calling signals just to call ideas so people can make money, and I won't. I had to call signals where the signals that I was sending out, I was also personally taking. So if they weren't winning, I wasn't winning. And if I wasn't winning, then I had to sit down and be like, okay, why did I lose this trade? So you see what I'm saying? Then when I called out trades, then I focused on winning trades, right? And that's something that you need to pay attention to. I focused on winning trades after a while when it came to calling signals. So I'm letting you guys know this right now. When it comes to growth, you have to focus on the winning trades. Now the question is, how will you know when every trade will win? It's all about, it's like probabilities, right? So you want to roll probabilities. If I take this same trade idea over and over and over again for numerous times, I have to be able to be comfortable taking that same trade setup over and over again. And if I am, then 9 times out of 10, I'm going to win that trade, right? So I only go for the 2 setups every single time, and I will take the same setup every single time. So if I call that, I pretty much win, right? And the thing is, why I say mine is a 50% win rate is because I might lose. If I take 10 trades and I lose 5 of them, I'm probably losing only 50 pips. But if I'm winning a trade, I'm winning like 100. No, I'm winning like 150, 300, 500 pips at a time, 800 pips at a time. So I'm not really stressing over my losses, right? It's all about risk to reward with me. I'm not worried about the win rate. I'm worried about the risk to reward. Yes, win rate is important, but at the end of the day, I want to make sure that when I win big, not small. So like I said, you guys, it's all about consistency and growth. Yes, you can market it, maybe on creating Facebook ads, maybe, you know, going to other chats and, you know, talking to the people to gain awareness, gain exposure. You can, you know, grab some people from other chats, making sure that they hit, let's say, for example, yo, bro, I'm hitting these, I got these signals and they're actually hidden, and I win 90% of the time. If I put my signals in your chat, and just drop my link in maybe once a week, is that cool? But as long as your people are hitting, I should be able to drop my link in once a week, maybe even once a month. You don't want to lose their people. I mean, that's not the best route. My route was just to keep calling signals, and then all of a sudden my chat just started swarming with people, and I just started gaining awareness everywhere. So you want to make sure that you guys literally use this as a benefit, use this as something where you're able to grow from, because it's very important for you guys to be bigger, be better than what I was back in the day. So these are some of the shortcuts. These are some of the tips that I use to create a chat to make sure I was successful. So hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because you know your boy out here trying to hit 1,000 subscribers and all that with 4,000 watch hours. Go ahead and hit that, let that algorithm grow. Ain't nothing wrong with it, okay? Let that algorithm grow. But like I said, if you guys want mentorship, definitely hit the links in the description. If you guys want to know the gear that I use or the platforms that I use, definitely hit the link in the description as well. Support a brother. It does help. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
I know I'm acting stupid, but being dumb, maybe just a little bit foolish. I feel so young. Drunk, I've never seen you clearer than now. We're flying high, floating somewhere up in the clouds. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, 'cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning.